Hi everybody, it's Annette from the Art of Intuition. Today we're going to talk about the art of restraint. Now you might be wondering, why is restraint an art? Restraint is not something that human DNA or our human programming promotes. Our human wants to make things happen. It wants to push things ahead. It wants to, what is that saying? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. That is the art of our human DNA. It wants us to power through it, muscle up, toughen up, keep going. So what are you forcing? What's another way for me to put this? Everything that we create has a timing to it. It has a divine timing to it. And if we start forcing things to happen before they're supposed to happen, we mess up the reality in a sense. We shift the reality. We're now going into a reality that we're basing on fear. Because no matter any emotion you're coming from, if you're trying to push something forward, we're doing everything because of fear. Fear we're going to lose out. Fear it's not gonna work. Fear we're gonna miss our opportunity. It's all related to fear. Pretty much everything we can bog down to fear. But anything you start in that energy, it's not gonna end where you want it to. There's a reason why some realities take more time. And when you get into higher states of consciousness, they take a lot more time because you're really trying to build on a foundation that's solid. One of the analogies I saw was you can let it grow like a dandelion, which pretty much can grow in a couple of days, or like an oak tree, which can take a lot longer to grow, but it perseveres a lot longer because it's a more stable foundation. But the human it's not even programmed. It's not even doesn't like you. It's not programmed to. Our DNA is not programmed for us to take a back seat and wait for something to unfold. There's a reason it's not happening. Because we're not ready. We're not in a vibration to see this reality through to where we want to see it go. We're not in that frequency yet. And the other people that are going to participate in that reality, they're not in that frequency yet either. If they were, they'd be coming together and say, hey, I want to do this reality. They're not, because they're not ready. And in a sense, we're not ready. Because if they're not in a place, we're not going to be able to shift it into something that we want to accomplish. But as our human programming is going to push us to kind of force things, contact a person, follow up on a job. It doesn't really matter what it is you're doing. All of us have done it at some point. And you can look back at realities where you did that and see how did they really turn out. Really. And some realities, it takes a while for us to judge. I see a lot of these are like the NFL draft. It can take years to see how the reality 100% played out. Usually in retrospect, that's the fun part, to go back and look at different realities and see how long it took them to progress, how long it took them to get to where they ended up. Where did you force it? And usually what I have found is, even when I try to push it a little bit, I'm not really into the full-fledged force anymore, but sometimes I'll be working through that restraint program or lack of restraint, and I'll push something a little bit. I'll nudge it a little bit just to see. Let me see what's going to happen. And what I find is normally nothing really happens. I don't give it enough push to move it. I kind of give it a little nudge to see, okay, I kind of think I know why this is not working, but let me check. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's not working. It's not working for a reason. And now I know, you kind of get an idea why it's not working. And I don't really suggest you nudge it at anything or poke at the sleeping tiger or the sleeping baby, see what's going to happen. But it does kind of give you an idea sometimes of, okay. But normally to me, it doesn't start at, and sometimes it can delay it when I do that. Because you're getting in the way of another organic process that's trying to take place. Foundations energetically that are trying to settle. A lot of times we can't have the realities we want to have, the higher dimensional realities, unless our body's at a certain frequency. It's not just about our consciousness, it's about our body. Our consciousness has to expand. We have to hold that consciousness long enough, align our life to that consciousness, which can take years, and that pulls our body up like a hot air balloon. The consciousness pulls our body into a different frequency. Then you get different realities. It takes time for these things to happen. And when we're rushing it, we're not allowing all the intricate pieces to come together. We're trying to force it. Look at what you're trying to force. Look at what you're not letting organically happen. That does not mean, because the distortion of that distortion is we don't do anything. You know, we just kind of wait and okay, it'll all come. It doesn't really work like that either. We still have to make steps, but there are steps we can do without forcing the timeline. No, we can get up every day, do our job, whatever it is. For me, I do this, but other people would do, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you know there's a reality you want to achieve, there are certain things you know you can do to achieve that. Let's say you want to go back and get a degree in something. Okay, well, let's start that ball rolling. You can go back and do that. If you know that's something you need to do. Let's say you don't get in one school you wanted. You could try to push that, but now you're trying to force to be in a place that might not be aligned for you to be in. Maybe you're supposed to go this way. So look at what you're trying to push. And you can also look at the distortion of what are you kind of not doing anything? You kind of see a reality you want, but you're not really doing anything to make it happen. Sometimes it's not even doing it. It's just the energetics. Like we can sign up for a course and never take the course because the first step was just kind of the initiation to get the energy rolling was just to sign up for it. Then we can figure out, well, I really don't need to take that, but I needed to sign up for it, but I really didn't need to take it. Or, hey, I might want to move. I know I want to move soon. Let me just go look at houses. I'm not really going to commit to anything because you might not have the finances to do that yet, but you're just getting the energy moving in that direction. I'll just go look and see what I like and see what I don't like. I don't like to get caught with my energetic panties down. Anyone who knows me know I will say that quite a bit. I energetically am prepared for what's coming next. I don't really know when stuff will come in, but I try to be energetically prepared in that sense of when it will come in. And my audio, my lighting. This is just the day I've had in all forms today. It's Mercury retrograde, I think. Whoa, holy crap. Okay, we're just gonna, I could cut that out, but I don't think I'm gonna bother. We're just gonna keep going. I don't remember where I was. And it probably doesn't matter. I think we'll just end on that. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Literally, this has completely been every video I've done today. Mercury is definitely retrograde, and my body is trying to adjust to that energetic shift. Look at what you're pushing. Look at what you could energetically open up to without physically pushing. There's a difference. It's a difference to each one of those ideas, those concepts. You can kind of feel the difference. And sometimes we don't know why we're supposed to do stuff. Sometimes we feel like we're supposed to do stuff and we don't even know why. I might want to anchor in a reality where, I don't know, I'm an author and I'm writing books. But I haven't even really written anything. And I don't even feel like I need to, but I don't know, maybe I need to, I'll see something, I'm like, oh, you really need to listen to that stream, or you really need to read this book. And it really has nothing to do linearly with what I know I'm supposed to do, but you're just energetically opening up the door because these are ideas you might pull on later on. So just look at what you're physically pushing and look at why you're not okay with it unfolding naturally. Everything has a divine timing to it. Everything does. Don't get in the way of the organic timing of stuff. If you're supposed to be somewhere and do something, your universe will make sure you're there to do it. Don't worry about it. Ease up. Don't try to force a situation that's not ready, because you're not going to get the reality you want. And keep practicing the art of intuition.